All right, so I'm here with our good friend Zach. You probably have seen him running around or doing something with a camera or a computer or some kind of weird techie thing. Zach, for those of you that don't know, like our update videos, Zach is the one who films those and edits them and gets them ready. We use green screen, and so there's a lot of technical things that go into that. And God has uniquely and originally blessed you with the ability to do tech stuff, play with video and edit and computers and stuff. And so I just wanted to ask you a couple of questions about that, because as you know, our series, we're talking about serving God and using our talents to serve God. And so I just wanted to ask you, like, how did God, when did you realize that this was something you felt like God wanted you to do?
Well, actually, honestly, it jumps back to when you first started coming to youth, about 2 years ago-ish, and we started doing the announcement videos. I had played around with video a little bit. I just had a little, like, $150 camera that had video on it, and so I would just play around with it and just play around with some, you know, it was very cheap home video effects and look and everything. And then I got a chance to start working with you. We originally just shot on, I think it was your iPhone is what we originally just shot on video footage with. Yeah. And then I take it back there, green screen. We had a lot of bumps on the road getting it to look right. And I mean, it took us a while to get down. And then I went to a summer camp, worked, and was able to buy the camera I use now. And I really started getting into video and making effects. I fired up a YouTube channel, started working with some videos to throw up on there. I work with some friends of mine's bands, City Lights, and make videos about their concerts. And so I really got probably the feel, I probably got really the real call to it probably about a year and a half ago, probably that would have been. It's,
okay.
Yeah, once we started really kind of getting the ball rolling on our announcement videos.
So you, okay, great. So you had mentioned in just that little time there that you're working on multiple projects. It's not even just stuff that's happening inside the church. Like, you actually got some projects in like less than 15 seconds. Like, tell us about your most recent project. I know you're working with a band, and you got some like interviews and behind the scenes footage that's going to go into a music video and all that stuff. Like 15 seconds, tell us about that project.
All right, pretty much the music video is going to be the first one. I'm not going to give too many details on that just because we don't want to out yet, but the behind the scenes is just going to show, just like I said, how it works, what goes all into making a music video. It's going to show some behind stuff. It's going to have testimonies of different people who work there. And it's really a big, I'm really looking forward to it because this is my first, per se, professional for someone big scale production, because the video itself, it's the longest video I've ever done. It's 11.5 minutes, which
yeah,
that's long.
Kind of documentary style.
Yeah, kind of documentary style.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you started kind of with the calling that you felt in the church with like smaller projects, and then as you've continued to just be faithful to that calling, to that talent that God's given you now, doors are opening into much larger and just outside the church projects. Tell me how you feel like that. Like, how does that play into your ministry? Like, how do you feel God is using that to reach further than you could by yourself?
Well, I think with media, you all of a sudden have an instant thing that, with how media works today, I mean, like with YouTube, I mean, I put a video on YouTube, it has the potential of reaching however many millions of people YouTube gets views from every day. And I think because of using my story, my life story, and using what I feel called and using my talents to put that on film, then I can cause an effect to all those different people out there, and that effect just keeps rippling on through people from using my talent to affect their talents.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So God just uses you to be able to do some of the technical things, and that's the great thing about using your talents to serve, is when you do it, not only, so I assume, because every time I see you, you pretty much have a smile on your face every time you talk about these projects, and about when we get we get into like the most ridiculous, deep discussions about gear and stuff. Most of you would like you would be so bored if you heard us like just talk normal, because we talk about gigabytes and like megapixels and like all these crazy technical things. But but God's gifted you. That's a passion of your heart. That's something that you feel gifted at. And now God's opening the door for you to be able to use ministry to serve God with your talents and affect however many people, thousands, millions, whatever it is, because of the medium of video. And that's what God's doing in your life. That's awesome. Any last words about serving God and using your talent? I know I just put you on the spot.
I know you just did. I would say with serving God, you're going to find you're the happiest or actually take it back. Joy. You have the most joy when you're working in God's will, because doors will open, and you're just like, for me, like the camera I'm using was definitely a God deal that I got it. Getting to work with City Lights and just the doors opening, it's God. It's not me. I never would have saw it building like it is. This is, it's getting crazy. So when you follow God, buckle up. It's going to be it's going to be a crazy ride.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
You serve God.
That's awesome. So there you go. Use God, find your talent, use it to serve God, and love people. That's what we do.